I don't think we have the best at the top in the UK government. Justice Secretary David Lammy, certainly not. Not much wise King Solomon material in that man. And this is evident on so many levels. But the latest idea to leave that rather cavernous space between his ears is to do away with trial by jury in the UK. With the very few exceptions of murder, rape, and manslaughter cases, he thinks that a judge will be enough to take up the slack. What slack there is in the over 70,000 pending cases awaiting trial by jury in the UK. 70,000.
Yeah, okay.
As there are less than 30,000 spaces in UK prisons, something will have to give. Right? Local magistrate courts can send somebody down, I think, for up to a year. Right? They can send them to prison for up to a year. And taking away the jury element in the Crown Courts, he thinks he'll be able to clear the backlog, even though, even at present, there isn't the capacity for an avalanche of criminal cases to be pushed through the courts. That is unless everybody will be found innocent, I suppose. This system is wanting to be put in place already exists,
Yeah.
not too far from the noses on our faces, on mine.
Yeah.
It's a system they have here in Brazil. Here, the prison population can be 50 to a cell where they take it in turn to sleep on the floor. It's the only way to keep up with demand.
Yes. Pretty grim if you look at pictures here. Yeah.
Also, just having a judge or even 3 judges, it becomes dangerous because of cases which could be decided on political bent and not necessarily the law.
Yeah.
Jair Bolsonaro probably being the most famous case, as he is being politically chastised and thrown into prison by Judge Alexandre de Moraes. Here in Brazil, Napoleonic common law is practiced as opposed to British common law. Or perhaps Lammy is looking more towards a Sharia law court model, where there are also no juries present, just 1 or 2 judges. If these Sharia law type judges were to preside in the courts in the UK, will they be able to remain blind when Lady Justice is called? Either way, Lammy needs to look around the world to see how the 50-year-old, 500-year-old traditions of English law and the right of an individual to be judged by his peers compares to those other systems that are present around the world. He should be careful what he wishes for, because he won't be Justice Secretary forever. And if he decides to punch another French taxi driver, he might not get just a slap on the wrist and a thrown out case call.
Okay. Well,
so Lammy, he's wanting to get rid of
jury,
trial by jury in the Crown Courts. You can't appeal if you are found guilty by a judge or 2. Only for serious cases, murder, manslaughter, and one other I forgot now.
Right. Yeah.
And also cases of national interest is one of the criteria as well.
Okay, well, whatever. I mean, that all gets argued before it goes to court as well. I mean, this is part of the process as well. Habeas corpus and Magna Carta come to mind. Again, I haven't prepared for this.
Well, they'll be got rid of.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I've done jury service. All the cases I was sitting in on got thrown out on the technicality anyway.
All of them.
Yeah,
you were
3. Yeah, I think we had 3 cases. I mean, going back 30 odd years. So I'm not. I didn't. I can't remember all the conversations or insults I had at school, so I'm not going to remember 30 years ago.
It's your fault for being so tall, Mark. They probably saw your head and shoulders above the crowd, and said, "We'll have him."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't even get changed over. I was quite young at the time. I didn't get changed in the, where they can change three of the jurors if they want and things. Yeah, got thrown out on technicality. I mean, for me, the three defendants were as guilty as hell. We heard the evidence and then they argued the case, and I thought, I saw what I would have believed guilty men walk out without any justice done. But hang on, but again, that is justice. Or one of them was taken down and then still remanded in custody. So yeah, I'm not going to say specific the case. But yeah, but it's still in action. It was the judicial system in action. I believe that everybody has a right to defend themselves. Okay, if you've got a good barrister, they might be able to lessen your sentence or get it dismissed. That's what barristers do. You're well aware of that as much as any of us here. Which now brings me to the other thing. If David Lammy can get a law degree, why aren't we going there and getting our law degrees?
I think you bought it off the internet.
Be careful. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's not the brightest lamp in the box, is it, or the brightest lamp in the room, is it? Yeah. It is a. I'm very. Yes, I saw this. Okay, you can kick it around as a proposal. I don't mind people proposing new ideas, solutions to problems. Yeah, I go with that. It goes in the public domain. We're all saying, there's an upcry there's a public outcry about it. Fair enough. It's probably not the right thing to do. So I'm not against governments coming up with proposals to solve problems, be it temporary.
Rachel Reeves didn't hear that yesterday, did she?
Well, yeah, I know. Well, again, this is. I mean, okay, I'm going to jump the other side. I mean, how do you solve problems if you're in government? No government's ever going to get it 100% right, according to us all. Not even Margaret Thatcher didn't manage that, shock horror. Yeah, sorry to anyone that's Thatcherite, but no, she didn't get everything right. But there was a lot of common sense behind what was said at the time. Yeah, you could see the common sense. Agree or disagree with it, it could be explained. What this lot are doing now can't be explained. There's so many contradictions and stupidity. Okay, we live in a country that's based primarily on Portuguese law. Portuguese law, as you said, was based on the Napoleonic Code, which we have seen fail many times in Portugal. If you look at the books on things. Okay, British law can sometimes be a bit slow, a bit sluggish, but we got rid of hanging relatively easy recently in the 1960s. So we had to be certain what was going to happen in a lot of cases.
I must say, just wandering, just off topic. Keeping on topic.
Yeah.
A little bit. Do you remember watching Crown Court on telly?
I remember that. Yeah, that was a good program. Yeah, when I was ill
I enjoyed watching.
Yeah.
And in the local courts, in Doncaster, there was a Crown Court. You can go to the public gallery. And I used to do that as a youth. To go to the public gallery and see the Crown Court in action.
Yeah.
And the Crown Court in real life is really, really slow.
Yeah.
Really slow. Really, really slow. And of course, I mean, I did that for about a month or two until I got really tired of it because there's nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that would probably be banned next because they won't actually want you knowing what's going on. And it was bad enough watching the hanging judge we had recently in the UK who was sending people down for crazy tweets and things. If you remember him, yeah. To me, he was an activist. I can't remember the guy's name, and I won't say it here, but yeah, for me, he was ridiculous. But again, at least it's open. At least I was able to see that and make my judgments about it. Him, he's summing up, um, and yeah, okay. I don't want to trial by media on people. That's the worst thing that can happen. Um, and yes, I mean, this is what we have to be careful of, and that's why I'm grateful for, pleased about the British system, that it is slow, it's ponderous. People are remanded in custody for a long time if they are could be deemed to be a menace to society. Well, there's a two-tier system working on that, I believe, at the moment as well. So, yes, I mean, we have a lot of problems to resolve, and a lot of it has been created by, I won't necessarily blame this current administration, probably previous one as well, but um, they are they're clueless, and so suddenly, like I said, okay, I'm all for finding solutions to problems, but something that has served us well. I mean, we've had this argument before about different things, the legal system. I don't believe we need a higher court in the UK. I was quite happy with the Lords doing it before. But I like the appeal system as well. That yeah,
That'll be gone.
well, I think the appeal system is very important because it's been proved to be a a good safeguard. Um,
I'm gonna go all conspiracy theory here, right?
mm,
And I'm going to say the following, right? That they're not holding the migrants back,
mm,
and they're not they are criticizing the Christians and the Jews,
mm.
but not criticizing the others.
Yeah, I get what you're saying here. Yes.
Right? That the recent benefits changes where the killing of the two-child cap of your
Yeah.
of, is going to benefit more of the others, if you know
Yes.
what I mean.
Yeah, we know
Because
there's a yeah.
they have 5 or 6 kids
Mm,
each. And
well,
also, what Lammy's trying to do is very very. I can see him putting in the infrastructure for a Sharia type court,
mm. Well, we
and even but the Sharia legislation will come in later, I suppose. And there's going to be no appeals because once you get your hand cut off, it's
mm.
difficult to get back on.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, yes, you're not the first person I've heard mute that independently. Um,
There go people. I went public.
yeah, and yes, I mean, I'm as concerned as you about different things. It's like I said. I mean, I am opposed. I suppose I'm opposed to the capital punishment or physical punishment anyway. I mean, at least if somebody's in prison, if it's wrong, um, you can release them again. Okay, you might have to pay them some money, which doesn't make up for 5 years, even loss of freedom, or 20 years, whatever. Yeah.
And so
I mean, yeah, you basically killed somebody's life at that point. Um, but whilst there's always an admittance that you can make a mistake. Now, the idea of having 12, 12 good men, or whatever you want to call it, yeah, judged by your peers. The idea is, yeah, okay, I'm not qualified in legal things, neither are you, which is an advantage. Um, we can listen to things. We know we have human emotions. Do I want this guy wandering free, or how could this guy have done this, or how this woman could have done this to her husband if she was somewhere else, almost, or
simply because she married him, sir.
yeah, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, and again, and that's the other thing. Women have rights equal to men under British law. Um, we can argue about different things about that, but yeah, everyone is equal. There's a reason that that Lady Justice has the
Blindfolded.
scales and the sword and the blindfold on. Yep.
She isn't actually. She doesn't have a blindfold.
Does she? Oh, well, yeah. The idea is it's bad as I was probably thinking. Yeah. I'm trying to
I
remember.
always thought she did, but she doesn't. It's on top of the Old Bailey. She doesn't.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the goal. Yeah, I've got a picture of it somewhere. I've always thought blindfolded, but yeah, the one in Brazil is blindfolded, the one with the sword across the lap. Yeah, which brings me on to what's happened in Brazil. Um, Obviously, I've tried to follow what has happened here. I find it very difficult personally to believe that um, President Bolsonaro actually instigated an uprising of any sort, even if it was spoken about, even in jest. Yeah. Um, I'm not saying what happened around the Capitol buildings was right, because I would never justify that. I'd like to know who smashed the windows and did everything else, and there's a lot of questions I still have about that. But again, it could be that I might be selective in what I'm reading and looking at. Yep. I I live in the country. I'm not going to start. Yeah, I have a choice. If I'm not happy to do something else, go somewhere else. I'm not unhappy in Brazil. But yes, I'm dubious about the judgment. Um, but that I think will play itself out. If new evidence comes to light, then President Bolsonaro may may be released again. Yeah, remembering that President Lula spent some time locked away as well. So it does seem to be a game that both sides play here, in fairness. Yeah, and we shall see what happens. Whether or not President Bolsonaro will be standing for re-election next year or not, we'll wait and see. That'll be quite an interesting case. Yeah.
I doubt it, but there you are.